Hi, Periscopers. Oops. There. Hi, this is Monica A. Coleman. I hope I can see you all. I'm trying to hit new buttons here today. I might just be a little bit on an angle. So I hope you're able to join me. Hi, F.M. George. Hello from Canada, True Anglican. Hello, Ms. ARW. I saw that you were at FTE. Welcome back. Looked like a wonderful conference. You caught me in the kitchen. I'm cooking. Hello. Thank you for joining us, TAHAEV. Thank you for joining More Than a Conqueror. I appreciate it. We're just getting started, and you're with me. I'm in the kitchen. Hello, Money Mac. Hello, Guerrero. Hello, Narrative, Shade33, Magrion, Coach Stocks, Andy, Mad Max, Team Speed, thank you for joining. I really appreciate it. Their numbers are coming so fast, I can't quite see them all. Thank you for joining. I really appreciate it. Thank you for the hearts. T-Money, Stealth Moves, 3MR29, thank you for joining us. Rockmoir, thank you. Someone said, what's Bipolar Faith about? I'm glad you joined. You're going to also catch me while I'm getting dinner ready. My name is Monica A. Coleman, and I am a professor of religion, and I'm based in Los Angeles, California. And I am the author of the forthcoming book, Bipolar Faith, A Black Woman's Journey with Depression and Faith. And every day around 4:30 Pacific Time, thank you all for the hearts, I come on every weekday and answer the questions that I get asked more than anything else. And the questions I get asked more than anything else, people ask me, what are my spiritual practices? And what are the things that I do to live successfully, or faithfully really, with a depressive condition? And so today I am, if you can see the title, I'm talking about routine. And as many of you know, I live with a bipolar depression. Bipolar is bipolar 2, is in the number 2, that is in also. So the depressions bother me much more than anything else. And one of the things that is really helpful for me as a spiritual practice is routine. And in spirituality language, we call that ritual. And so having routines are really helpful. And this is probably part of my natural personality, is that I like routines and I will create them when they're not there. I like structure. Thanks to my parents for sending me to Catholic school, maybe. That gave me some structure. But I like things to have a pattern. I'm really good as a creature of routine. It's what helps me be more disciplined, because I think of discipline as a fancy word for, making yourself do something when you don't want to do it, because it's good for you. So many people learn discipline with sports. I learned discipline playing a musical instrument growing up, of what it means to practice, what it means to do something when it's not fun, when it's not sexy, when it's not exciting. And so routine also does that for me. As a parent of a young child, I didn't read a whole lot of parenting books, but even a couple blogs will help you realize that one thing that really helps young children is to have routines, right? Because they can't read a calendar or things you put in front of them, but they can respond to knowing that things are generally going to go a certain way. It's a bedtime routine, a routine for saying prayers when you eat, for example, a routinized way of just doing the normal things. What do you do when you wake up? I make songs about them for her. I use the songs that wonderful preschool television does a lot of times to help her have routine. And it's really hard for me to have routine. I feel like life is constantly, often trying to introduce more chaotic things into my life, right? That I can't always predict how things are going to go. But I still try to have a routine. Every day I'm going to wake up, say prayers, work out. I like to do the same thing every time. These things were so much easier when I was single, when I had more control over my day, that I find routines are so much harder to keep into place. But today I've been really trying to routinize this week. I have a really challenging week of teaching and commuting and traveling ahead of me. And I'm thinking, how can I keep this routine? How can I make sure that everything needs to happen and I'm doing some of the same things each day in terms of my own self-care, in terms of care for others, in terms of making sure that even in the midst of great change, there's some things that stay the same. And honestly, I think routine is just a secular word for ritual, right? That the routines are our rituals. They're the ways we make meaning, right? Rituals are patterns to help us make meaning. And you can read some of the great literature written by people like Victor Turner and other religious scholars who've written about ritual. I really like what Renita Weems says about ritual, that in many ways there are things that we do over and over again, even when it doesn't feel like anything, even when it doesn't mean anything. It's our way of showing up so that when the miracle happens, when the feelings occur, we're there. There are ways for us to mark important events in our lives, right? Whether they're like rituals like baptism, right? Like our sacraments, like weddings, like funerals, or the every week rituals of the words that we use, the liturgies, the calls to worship. That all these are ways of being present. They're ways of showing up. They're ways of getting spirit and routine and values deep into us, like muscle memory. So I'll end with, I have a friend who is a phenomenal basketball player. She was a great high school basketball player. She was a highly recruited college basketball player, NCAA, did exceedingly well. This was well before there was a WNBA. She played internationally. And one day we were outside, she was just throwing some hoops, and I was like, you know, do you still have to practice a lot, or is it one of those things where once you're good, you're just good? And she said, well, kind of once you're good, you're good. And I was like, so you don't really have to practice? She's like, well, I'm not on a court. I'm not trying to win anymore. But your muscle remembers, right, where to go and what to do and how to shoot. And I find that to be true in playing an instrument, too. I don't play nearly as much as I did, but for years and years growing up, I played an hour, 2 hours a day practicing. And I could still sit down and play scales well and still jump into, you know, the Moonlight Sonata or something by Bach and not sound horrible. And I'm looking at the notes, and if I looked at them too hard, I'd stumble, but my fingers remember where to go. And so I think in many ways, routines are rituals. They give us muscle memory. They help us to show up when our minds can't get there, when our eyes can't get there, just to be present and to help us to know where to go and what to do. And to create a kind of muscle memory that helps us stay balanced, that can help us get things done, that can help us stay sane, and most importantly, that can help to give us meaning, to give things meaning when they don't feel like they have meaning, to help us just get through the days, because sometimes it's hard, sometimes things are overwhelming, sometimes they're stressors, sometimes, all the time, right? When in depressive mode, doing the most basic things feels really difficult. But having that routine, being a creature of routine, being able to go over and do something over and over again without having to think about it, can really be a way of making sure we stay balanced and healthy and get all the things in our life that we want us to do. So again, I think of rituals as a spiritual term for routine. The way that we continue to make meaning, the ways that we show up, the ways that we can be present, and the ways that we can, either individual ways or in ways, community ways. We can mark those things that we know are important to us, even when we can't feel it. So that's what I wanted to share today as a spiritual practice, to create routines and to create rituals and a way to create meaning. I hope you've enjoyed this. Please feel free to share with your followers or to retweet it. I'll be tweeting at Monica A. Coleman. You can use the hashtag Bipolar Faith. Again, my name is Monica A. Coleman. I'm a professor of religion. I'm based in Los Angeles, California. And I am the author of the forthcoming book, Bipolar Faith, A Black Woman's Journey with Depression and Faith. And the book drops July 1, but you can pre-order on Amazon now if you like. Thank you for saying that. Thank you as well. And thank you all for joining us. And thank you for the hearts. I feel the love. Many blessings to you all, and I'll be back at the same time tomorrow.